What is going on, Eagles fans? How are you doing tonight? We're going to the Super Bowl, baby. It's happening. Oh yeah, it's happening. We're going. We are going. Conference champions, baby. I know this shirt's old. It's 2 years old. 3 years old, right? 3 seasons ago. Um, I'm always weird with buying conference championship gear because if you don't win the Super Bowl, it's basically second place, right? And that's what I'm that's what I'm rocking right now. I'm rocking the second place shirt, but the latest conference championship gear has yet to arrive on my doorstep. I just ordered it last night. I know it's supposed to get here fast, but it's not going to get here fast enough. It's supposed to arrive before the Super Bowl. All I bought was the hat. The hat looks sharp. I had to have it. I'm rocking the hat from 2017 when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Their one and only Super Bowl that they won. The Eagles have been in five franchise. As a franchise, it's the fifth Super Bowl the Eagles have been to. The first, if you remember, I don't remember, I wasn't born yet, was 1980 against the Oakland Raiders. Jim Plunkett, coached by legendary John Madden. And then the next Super Bowl was 2004. T.O. with the broken leg. We lost the terrific Tom Brady, who called the game yesterday. He still seemed a little salty about that loss against the Eagles in 2017. That was the next Super Bowl that the Eagles made it to, and they won that one. If you remember, Nick Foles caught the Philly touchdown pass. They tried a similar pass to Tom Brady. It wasn't in the end zone, but it was down the sideline, I remember, and Tom Brady could not come up with it. And during the broadcast yesterday, Tom Brady said, "I don't hate you, Nick Foles. I just hate that you caught the football and I couldn't." Probably that Nick Foles and the Eagles won the Super Bowl and he didn't. But forget about Tom Brady. He won enough Super Bowls. The next Super Bowl appearance for the Eagles was 3 seasons ago. All right. 2 years, but 3 seasons ago. I know it's a little weird in my head when I think about it. Um, right? Yeah. It was against the Kansas City Chiefs. We're going to play the Chiefs again. This time, can we get our revenge? We're going to play them in 2 weeks. I got 2 weeks to let this win and this matchup marinate. And I don't know if I can contain myself. I'm pretty fired up about the game. I'm sure all you Eagles fans are too. If you are, give me a go birds in the chat. Come on now, let's make it happen. I see a lot of you guys watching right now. Let's get a like, share, and subscribe for It's a Rap Network for your boy SalG here on the Wraparound. Go ahead, like it, share it with your friends, share it with your enemies, share it with your Chefs fans, share it with your Patriots fans, share it with Josh Harris. I don't care. Josh Harris owns every sports team under the sun. We'll talk about him briefly. Because Josh Harris, not only does he own the 76ers, but he also owns the Washington Commanders. And man, would it have been something if Josh Harris was presented that trophy on the 50-yard line at the link, holding that trophy up for the NFC Championship, Washington Commanders? Not meant to be, friends. Not meant to be. Not Josh Harris's night. Not happening, Josh Harris. Go back to your Sixers. Go back to your New Jersey Devils. Go back to your, I think you own a Premier League or some soccer or something league. I don't know. Go back to that. But no, this is the Birds' time. This is the Eagles' time to shine. We're going to get our revenge against the Chiefs in 2 weeks. It's going to happen. Mark my words. I guarantee that the Eagles are going to win the championship against the Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to happen. We're getting our revenge. This team is unlike any team the Chiefs have played this year. We are the favorites. Even though Vegas says the Chiefs are the favorites at -1.5. And I guess some respect has to be given for the Chiefs. They are going for a three-peat, the Chief-peat, as it's being called. It's the three-peat. We can't let Patrick Mahomes, as much as I love Andy Reid, can't let Travis Kelce or Travis Swift, we can't let them win the third Super Bowl in a row. It's the Eagles' time to shine, baby. We're going to do it. We're going to take it down in New Orleans, baby. In NOLA. We're going to be there. I won't be there, but I'll be watching. I'll be there in spirit. I'll be watching. I can't afford to go to the damn game. Come on now. What do you think this is? But guys, we're going to the Super Bowl. I mean, we destroyed, we bludgeoned, we demolished. Every adjective you want to use, superlative you want to use to describe the absolute beatdown we gave the Commanders yesterday. Go ahead and use it. Throw it out there. We rocked them. We put a 55 piece up on the Commanders, guys. We're only favored to win by 6 points. Mind you, I'm a nervous Nelly as is. That's my nature. I worry about everything. But I did not think the game was going to be a blowout like this. We won by 32 points, for crying out loud. Demolished the over-under. It was at 47. The Eagles alone got the over. 78 points scored in this game. Holy Christmas, guys. Can you believe it? 55 points, the most points any team has scored in the conference game ever. Ever. Since the 1970 merger. That's when the AFC or the AFL and the NFL combined. Right? The AFC and the NFC merger, whatever. The AFC, right? Right? The AFL, right? Which was the AFC teams that came over. And that merged, right? The most points ever, 55. 55. I mean, that's a hell of a number, guys. It's just I thought it was a scoregami, and if you guys know what the scoregami is an NFL score that's never happened before. I never thought that a 55-23 score ever happened, but scoregami says that happened back in 1988. So that's crazy because you look at that number, it's cockeyed, right? You wouldn't think a number like that ever happened, but it happened. I don't even know that the Eagles. I mean, well, they never did because no team has ever scored that many. Well, in an NFC game, but I don't remember if the Eagles ever scored 55. Or I can't even remember the last time they scored 50. I know it probably happened. It probably happened more recent. More. Geez, I can't think of what I'm trying to say. In the not too distant past, it probably happened, but I can't recall. 55 points. I have a feeling there was like 52 points. I feel like that happened against Detroit or something a few years back, maybe in the Donnie Mack era. But 55, man. I can't drive 55, but the Eagles can certainly put up 55 on the board. I mean, 459 yards of total offense, 229 yards on the ground. Well, I mean, what a game. What an absolute awesome game. I mean, it kicked ass, guys. It was so fun to watch. I mean, the blowout, it's funny because for the majority of the game, until the fourth quarter where the Eagles broke out 21, scored 21 unanswered points, Commanders had no answer in the fourth quarter. At that point in the fourth quarter, it was a 34-23 lead. It's only 11 points, so I didn't feel like the Commanders were out of it. I felt like there was still a chance. You know, the Eagles take a 14-3 lead after the first quarter. And you're like, damn, things are looking pretty good. And then in the second quarter, Eagles put up 13, Commanders put up 12, It's a 27-15 game. It's only 12 points, right? It doesn't seem like an insurmountable lead for the Commanders. Yeah, I didn't think it was like, well, it's over. I didn't think it was over. All right, in the third quarter, 8 points scored by the Commanders, 7 points scored by the Eagles. At that point, it's a 23-31 game. Eagles up 10, right? 15, 23, 31. It's an 8-point lead. It's an eight. No, my math. Oh, my goodness, guys. 30, 34-23. It was 11-point lead going into the fourth quarter. All right. I didn't think the Commanders were out. And then we absolutely just stepped on the gas and just rocked them. Unreal. Unreal. And there's still a chance Brandon Graham shows up at the Super Bowl and plays. That would be unreal because he's not expected. He was expected to take another like 2 months to heal. But man, these athletes, man, these NFL players are superhuman. And yeah, I know you get the Toradol injections too. That helps getting shot up. I'm sure it helps a bit. Excuse me. But there's a chance Brandon Graham comes back. Now, I don't know if Brandon Graham can give you anything. You can't. He can't be on the active roster if he can't play. As much of a feel-good moment as it would be. Excuse me, guys. Holy smokes. I'm giving myself coughing fits. I'm so excited here. But Brandon Graham, I mean, if he can come back and play, even just gets rotations, but he's got to be able to play. He can't just come out and, wave to the crowd and take up a roster spot. You can't have that in the Super Bowl. You can't. But guys, I mean, we can talk about this. I don't know if there's much else to talk about with the other sports teams in Philadelphia. Yeah, I'm going to go back and forth between the other teams. There's not much else going on. I mean, this is the talk of the town right now, Eagles. So I'm probably going to take the whole hour of my show, whole 45 minutes to an hour, and just talk about the Birds. If that's all right with you guys, I'm sure it is. We'll touch on the other sports here. What I'll do, we'll do more Eagles breakdown here, and then touch on the other sports real quick, and then just close it out with some more Eagles talk. Second time in 3 seasons. Third time in 8 seasons that the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. I mean, you youngsters, man, you don't know how spoiled you are. Because my entire life, the Eagles, for the most part, have been crap. Doo-doo. Shit. Not good. All right? I wasn't alive in 80 when they lost. They had Jaws. Ron Jaworski leading our starting quarterback for the Eagles against Jim Plunkett, John Madden, and the Oakland Raiders. I wasn't alive for that. We lost that game. 2004, yeah, I was alive for that. 2004, that Super Bowl was 21 years ago. I mean, that's sick, guys, because to me, that was just like yesterday. But you youngsters, you're spoiled. Third time in 8 seasons. You get Super Bowls. I mean, you think the Eagles are the greatest thing in the world and never been bad. Well, they've been bad for most of my life, guys. So you youngsters, lap it up. Enjoy it. It's a good time right now to be a Philly fan, to be an Eagles fan, to just be alive right now in the city of Philadelphia. I mean, greasy poles couldn't stop people from climbing them. Traffic was halted in Broad Street and the surrounding Philadelphia areas. McDade Boulevard, which is a stone's throw from where I live. That was going nuts. People were coming out with the pots and pans, banging them, stopping traffic there. I heard changes being thrown out in the street. People were throwing money up in the air. I should have went out there, got a few bucks, man. Got me some donuts and a coffee, man. Would have had a good morning. I could have did that. I mean, I was doing a post-game show, so I couldn't. But I would have been Listen, I would have been out there banging the pots and pans, shooting off fireworks, whatever, man. I got a stash of fireworks too, man. I was disappointed because this past New Year's, I got rained out, bad weather. We weren't supposed to have any weather at all. It was like the Snow Bowl game a couple years ago, which the LaShawn McCoy game against Detroit Lions at home. Got hit with a blizzard. There wasn't supposed to be any snow. Well, that's how my New Year's was. So I got my stash of fireworks. I would have shot them all off. I would have had me a good time. Now I got to hold them to the 4th of July. I'll be shooting them off in between, though, man. I'm a pyro. I can't help it. Commanders commit 4 turnovers. That is huge. I said in the pregame show on It's a Wrap Network yesterday, I was telling the guys on the show, the team who commits most turnovers is going to lose. There's the battle of turnovers in this game. 4 turnovers for the Commanders. You know how many the Eagles had? 0. Goose egg, guys. Clean football. Jalen Hurts, man, he gets heat. Game manager. He doesn't turn the football over. But he's not just a game manager. Come on, guys. Game managers don't rush for 44-yard touchdown runs in the playoffs. He did that last week. Game managers don't consistently get double-digit rushing touchdowns every year during the season. That's what Jalen Hurts does. He's more than a game manager. It's the 9th career postseason rush score for Jalen Hurts. You want to know what Jalen Hurts did yesterday? He went 20 for 28, threw for 246. Now, you might not, that's not jaw-dropping numbers. He didn't throw for 346, didn't throw for 300 yards. But he played clean football, didn't fumble, didn't throw any picks, threw a touchdown. Oh, and he rushed for 3 touchdowns, okay? Mentioned that Jalen Hurts has 9th career postseason rush scores. That's pretty good. How old is Jalen Hurts? He's what, 26 years old. My man still got a lot of football left in him. A lot of football. It feels like Jalen Hurts been around a long time. He hasn't. He's only 26. Jalen Hurts scored 3 touchdowns himself. Saquon Barkley, the MVP. So Jalen Hurts in total, 4 touchdowns. So including the 1 through the air and the 3 through the ground, 4. 4 touchdowns. That doesn't come off as game manager to me. Game managers can't consistently evade pressure when it's coming at them. And Jalen Hurts had to do that yesterday. And he didn't get sacked on those plays. Threw the ball away. He did what he was supposed to do. I don't see that as game manager. And I think that's an unfair rap that a lot of sports critics have given Jalen Hurts this year. Oh, he's only throwing for 150 yards passing. He's only throwing for 180 yards passing. Oh, he finally cracked 200. But when you got a running back like Saquon Barkley who can get you 200 plus on the ground every week and break off home run touchdowns every time he could touch the football. I mean, anytime Saquon gets the ball, he could go for a home run. Anytime. The first play from scrimmage for the Eagles yesterday, Saquon Barkley just casually rips off a 60-yard touchdown run. It was the first play of scrimmage. He casually does it. It's expected that Saquon Barkley breaks off these runs week in and week out, and he does it. NFL record for Saquon Barkley. He has 7 rushing touchdowns of 60-plus yards in a season. It's incredible. It's incredible, guys. So Jalen Hurts doesn't have to throw for 300-plus yards every week. The offense is not broken. The Eagles had 459 total yards of offense yesterday. That's Madden football numbers, video game numbers, guys. Jalen Hurts is a big part of this reason why the Eagles are where they are. Yes, this offense flows through Saquon Barkley, and that's okay. It's okay that that happens. It's okay that it's happening. I am totally fine with running Saquon Barkley into the ground. Just send them out there, carry after carry, and if it leads us to a Super Bowl, I know he's cool with it. Saquon Barkley's fine with it. That's why he signed here. He wanted to be on a good team. You think he wanted to just toil away on the New York Giants playing for that shit team? A shit franchise, guys? No, man, he wanted to be with a winner. He came to the right place. And shame on you, John Mara and Giants ownership for letting this man go. I understand it was the right move for your franchise, but man, Giants fans are in a tizzy right now over Saquon Barkley. Do you guys know at the Empire State Building, it's in New York, was lit up green after the Eagles won last night? Lit up green. This isn't the Giants. It's not the Jets. The Eagles, your rival. Your rival down the road, down 95, guys. Jalen Hurts, man. Big, big game. You youngsters, get off my lawn. I'm so old, brother. Look at this gray in the beard, man. This is from years and years of losing. The bags under my eyes, man. I got Louis Vuitton bags under my eyes, guys. You know, I could pack, I could pack all my clothes for a vacation. You know, right under these eyes and this beard. I'm old. I'm not as old as I look, but I'm old, guys. Matty B, what's up, brother? It's a Rap Sports Network chiming in, saying the opinions of our hosts do not reflect the opinions of It's a Rap Sports. That's right. That's right. Yeah, Big Al saying they should have never drafted him. I'm guessing that's the Giants drafting Saquon. Yeah, man. But you know what? The way it worked out, Al, you know me, man. I said a million times. You've heard me say it, butterfly effect. That's sports and life. If Saquon didn't go to the Giants and suffer through all them losing seasons with New York, we might not have never gotten him here. So things were had a way of working themselves out. We got Saquon. Let's go win that title, guys. Let's go get it. We could do it. We could do it. We have. I'll tell you right now. Look at the Commanders and look at the Chiefs. A lot of parallels there. Okay. Jaden Daniels, yes, he's more dynamic rushing the football than Patrick Mahomes is, but Patrick Mahomes can move when he needs to. He can scramble. He was doing that yesterday in the game. You know, he's a magician. They call, he's a magic man. A lot of similarities. Look at the running backs for Washington. They could not, I said during the pregame show that the running game of the Commanders wasn't going to do squat. I'm not talking about Jaden Daniels. Okay, I'm talking about Brian Robinson Jr. and Austin Eckler. The running backs for Washington combined for 19 carries and 51 yards. I'll take that any day of the week. The running backs for the Chiefs are really old and worn out. Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt was a good player a few years ago. He's okay now, but we could stop him. And Isaiah Pacheco is their starting running back. Kareem Hunt is the backup, and Hunt is better than Pacheco. So that tandem that the Chiefs have at running back does not scare me at all. They're not going to do squat against this Eagles defense. All right. Zach Ertz having a renaissance year. Zach Ertz, For whatever reason, Nick Sirianni wanted to talk shit to him. I don't know why. It's Nick being Nick. Nick wants to be tough. I don't know what it is with Nick. He's got a huge chip on his shoulder. And I really feel like psychologically this win will do wonders for Nick's psyche. I think he needs it. He needs to prove it to him. He's got something he wants to prove to himself. And that's fine. And I was a big proponent, of wanting to get rid of Nick prior to the bye week. The Eagles were 2-2, looked lost, looked like they had no identity. Come out of the bye, all of a sudden, we got an identity. Let's use our awesome offensive line and use Saquon Barkley and just play old school smash mouth football. Zach Ertz, renaissance year. He's having a great year. 11 catches for 104 yards, 16 targets. You might see Travis Kelce get this number on Super Bowl Sunday. He's going to get his. I got a feeling he will. He'll show up to big games. He's been having a heck of a playoffs. He didn't do squat yesterday, but last week, Kelce had himself a nice game. Zach Ertz, for all the targets, the receptions, the yardage, we kept him out of the end zone. So I'm fine with giving Kelce his numbers here. He can get 100 yards. He can catch 11. Keep him out of the end zone. It's fine. Let Mahomes go to him. Let him throw in the middle of the field there. It's fine. The receivers, okay, parallels here. Receivers. Washington only has Terry McLaurin. De'Ami Brown's an okay player. He's a deep threat. He's a one-trick pony. He runs go routes, okay? He's got some skill. But Terry McLaurin's their number one receiver. Terry McLaurin went against Quinyon Mitchell. Mitchell won the battle. McLaurin, he had a night. There was a breakdown there where McLaurin had in the 32-yard or 36-yard touchdown run, a touchdown catch. All right, but McLaurin's final numbers, including that 36-yard breakdown play, 3 for 51 in the touchdown. The Chiefs don't really have a number one receiver. I'm not talking about pass catcher. They have Xavier Worthy. He's a nice player. But their number one receiver was Rashee Rice. He's out for the season, so you don't have to worry about him. They have DeAndre Hopkins. He's a shell of himself. They have who? A couple other guys, okay players. I can't, names are escaping me. They're not household names. You have Xavier Worthy as their best receiver. Hollywood Brown played. I don't think he had a big day. I should have the stat lines in front of me, but I didn't because I just have the Eagles stuff right now, guys. But I'm going to take a look real quick. I'm going to go ahead and vamp for a minute. Blah 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 blah. But let me go back to talking about what the Eagles establishing an identity. Okay. The Eagles established an identity with running the football and playing great defense. Okay. You know what this team reminds me of, this Eagles team, with the running back and the defense? It reminds me of 2000 Baltimore Ravens. Okay. You had Jamal Lewis, who's a very nice running back, had a great year, and that smash mouth defense that would just hammer opponents. That defense was better than ours because they would limit teams to 10 points a game. All right. But what I'm getting at is this is old school. When have you seen a team, right? I'm going back. I'm trying to think of a team, okay, in the modern era that had a running back like Saquon Barkley and a defense like the Eagles have this year. The only thing I'm thinking of right now where you had that combination is the 2000 Baltimore Ravens and the 85 Chicago Bears with Walter Payton and that great defense that Chicago had. There may be another team there. Let me know. A team that had a shutdown, smash mouth defense that won a Super Bowl and a running back that had a Hall of Fame season. One of the best seasons ever. Let me know. I'm curious. I'm curious to know. Because that's what the Eagles and Saquon Barkley remind me of. And in 2000, Baltimore Ravens won the Super Bowl. In 85, the Bears won the Super Bowl. And I don't see why this team can't do the same thing. I don't see why it can't happen. I don't know how the Chiefs are going to stop Saquon Barkley. I really don't. James Cook was a nice player for the Buffalo Bills. He had himself a good game. Do you think Saquon Barkley is a better running back than James Cook? I do. I think he's a lot better than him. A lot better. James Cook had 13 carries for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. You don't think Saquon can replicate that next week? Definitely can. Definitely can. Mac Hollins, 3 catches for 73 yards and a touchdown for the Bills. We got A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown, and we got Devontae Smith. You pick which receiver you want to face. Chiefs. Both guys are better than Mac Hollins. We used to have Mac Hollins on this team. I know Mac Hollins. I remember him. I honestly, not being a homer, not being a homer. And I don't know why you would think I'm a homer. I don't know why you think I'm a homer, guys, but put that to the side right now. Put it to the side. Okay? Look, I'm looking at the stats. Xavier Worthy had 6 catches for 85 yards and a touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster. Who? He used to be good back when he was with the Steelers. But that's when he had Antonio Brown on the other side of him. Juju Smith-Schuster, 2 catches for 60 yards. Hollywood Brown, Antonio Brown's cousin, 3 catches for 35 yards. Travis Kelce. Okay, like I said, he had a good playoffs, but Travis Kelce is in obvious decline. He's in the twilight of his career. 2 catches for 19 yards yesterday. But I could see Kelce having an Ertz game. I could see that in the Super Bowl. Kelce will show up. But these other guys don't scare me. I'm not scared of this offense by the Chiefs, guys. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. We got some more comments here. I'm going to go ahead and pull them up here. My boy Adam, what's going on, brother? He said, "What's up, Sal? We're going to the Super Bowl." Oh, yeah, we are. We are. Factual. This is in the parallel. Chiefs, 2-time defending Super Bowl champs. Washington hasn't won a Super Bowl since 1992. I'm talking about stylistically, Matty B. I'm not talking. Look, we got to give Chiefs their flowers. Yeah, they won 2 Super Bowls in a row. But this Chiefs team, is this Chiefs team better than last year's Chiefs team? Is it better than the team from 2 years ago that beat us? I don't think it is. I think it's the worst of the 3 teams that you're seeing. Dave Yarnell, what's up, brother? Cowboy Dave. Hey, Sal, hope all is well. Can you answer me this? How did the refs not call a penalty on Brown for taking Lattimore helmet off his head? I didn't see the helmet come off his head. I didn't see that part. I believe you it happened. But Lattimore was really going at it. Lattimore was really chirping, really playing physically. I mean, between Lattimore and Luvu, Frankie Luvu with his doing swanton bombs over the offensive line, and then the one player, I forgot his name, that knocked Saquon Barkley to the ground while he was already out of bounds. I mean, the Commanders were playing dirty. They were playing chippy. Let me just go back to this real quick. I'm pulling this up. Forget the Cowboys. The Commanders-Eagles rivalry is here now. I mean, with the way that game went yesterday, these teams are going to be going at it for years to come. And I'm sorry, Cowboy Dave. You know, I see you got the star avatar. Unfortunately, I think for the next several years, it's going to be The Commanders and Eagles going at it for that NFC East title. I'm sure Dallas will come back and have their moment. I don't know how you feel about the Brian Schottenheimer signing, letting McCarthy go like that. I mean, just McCarthy's contract expired. They're just like, all right, peace. Uh, that was weird. That was a weird ending. I don't know that Schottenheimer is an upgrade over McCarthy. I'm kind of worried, man. I hope, you know, I hope you're not too upset. But look, Dak Prescott's a decent quarterback. Cowboys will come back. But right now, I think the rivalry, because we've always hated the Cowboys because you guys were always so much better than us and you always just destroyed us. But man, with that chippiness yesterday and the dirty play by the Commanders, this is the rivalry to watch in the NFC East right now, with all due respect. Oh, the Homers are at it tonight. All right, it's a wrap. Sports Network. Matty B, then why don't the Birds throw the ball to the middle of the field with there's no game manager QB? I don't know why they don't do that. They threw a little bit to the middle of the field. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Goddard had 8 targets, 7 catches for 85 yards. Some of them balls were in the middle. I don't know why they don't go into the middle as much. I'm sure a lot of it is, Matty B, to protect the football and just not, you don't need to go in the middle. I mean, most of your turnovers happen in the middle of the field. If you don't need to go in the middle, you don't need to. You don't need to throw it. They're going up the middle. I mean, they're going up the middle a different way. They're going up the middle with Saquon Barkley. They're going up the middle with Jalen Hurts, tush push. Those yards, those touchdowns, those points count just as much as throwing to a tight end in the middle of the field, throwing to A.J. Brown in the middle. They count just as much. I'm fine with it. It does. Listen, 2 plus 2 is 4, but 3 plus 1 is 4. 1 plus 3 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. It doesn't matter how you get to that number as long as you end up getting to it. It doesn't matter. Adam, that's right. The only team that could stop this team is themselves. If the Eagles turn the ball over, look, the Chiefs don't turn the ball over, and the Eagles don't turn the ball over. So this is most likely a one-possession game in the Super Bowl. And the team with the ball at the end is most likely going to win. So what I mean, it might be a boring Super Bowl. It might not be high scoring. It could be a 23-20, 2017 type of Super Bowl. I could see that happening. The Eagles, I don't care if they give it to Saquon Barkley 40 times in the game. But yeah, the only team that could stop this team right now, Adam, is the Eagles, is themselves. If they don't commit turnovers, I don't see how they're losing this game. We're comparing apples to oranges, Matty B. I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is better than Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes is the number one quarterback in the NFL. I will give you that. He is. But can we say Jalen Hurts is top 5, top 6? He definitely is. You can't say Jaden Daniels is better than Jalen Hurts this year. At the end of the career, when it's all said and done, yeah, Jaden might be better than Hurts, but not this year. Jalen Hurts is definitely top 5, top 6 this year for sure. What did Pat Mahomes do this year? You could say Pat Mahomes' stats this year were game manager like. And you know what? The Chiefs don't care. They got it. They took it. Pat Mahomes' stats in regular season 3,928 yards passing. That's not, air raid offense. 26 touchdowns to 11 picks, a 93.5 quarterback rate. It's not, it's good numbers, but that doesn't scream, number one. He is the number one. He is, based on what Patrick Mahomes has done and can do, we know that. I know he's better than Jalen Hurts. I'm not disputing that. I'm not. Let's talk about the coaches. One has won 3 Super Bowls, and the Birds coach yells at his own team's fans. Nick Sirianni's a knucklehead. But and as much as I might not like Sirianni, I like him a lot better now, and I like him a lot more if he wins the Super Bowl. And yeah, yelling at his own fans and doing some of the antics that he does, unconventional. He totally has something going on, chip on his shoulder, insecurities. I don't know what it is. A psychologist could break it down better than me. but, but yeah, he might have a screw loose here and here. Yeah, yelling at his own fans, yelling at Zach Ertz after you win a game. That's bad sportsmanship. I don't know what that's about. Andy Reid is awesome. And we can argue that Andy Reid is the greatest coach of all time. I know Bill Belichick has the numbers, but Andy Reid still has a few more years left in him. And when it's all said and done, Andy Reid has a chance to have more Super Bowls and more wins. He's definitely on pace to beat Belichick in the wins department. Yeah, but the 2025 Chiefs aren't the 85 Patriots. 85 Patriots? I didn't say that. Were the 85 Patriots weren't good, were they? I know they went to the Super Bowl in the 80s. My Bears comp. Oh, my God. Matty B, Matty B, Matty B. Matty B. Eagles 35, Chiefs 24. That's the prediction from Adam. He sees a lot of fireworks in this game. I'll take that score. I want excitement in the Super Bowl. Probably going to be back and forth. I don't want to go toe to toe with Mahomes, but I don't see this Pat Mahomes in this Chiefs offense putting up 30 plus points. They're not putting up 55. Travis Kelce versus the Eagles depleted linebacker core. That should scare you. I mean, there's a chance Nakobe Dean, excuse me, no, I'm sorry. Nakobe Dean's not coming back till next season. Forget about it. Oren Burks has played admirably in Nakobe Dean's absence. He's not Nakobe Dean. Travis Kelce is going to get his numbers. I'm fine with you. If Travis Kelce goes for 11 catches and 100 yards and stays out of the end zone, that's all well and good. I'll take it. I'll take it. Eagles versus the Chiefs and the refs. That's right. We got to worry about the refs, Matty B. We got that. Adam say, Matty B, they're in the Super Bowl. Why can't you be positive? He's a Negadelphian, Adam. This is what he is. We still love him. We love Matty B. But yeah, Matt, you could tell Matty B the sky's blue, but if he says it's green, he's going to tell you it's green. He's going to argue it until he's blue in the face. But that's all good. Matty B is the yin to my yang, or the yang to my yin, however you want to play that. That's why we're the peanut butter and jelly on gold. That's what we are here at It's a Wrap Sports Network. And if you haven't already, throw up a like for your boy and the network. I'm chasing the banner. I can't catch up. Share and subscribe. Let everybody know. You get fun arguments like this. We fight amongst ourselves here on the network. This is what we do. But we have fun doing it. All in good fun. Talk about the game. I still look at that 45 minutes, man. Ranting and raving. Oh my goodness, guys. Where is the time gone? All right, because I said I have to do it, and that's what I do on the show. That's right. We do all love Matty B. Valentine's Day is right around the corner. We're going to show some. We got love here. We got love for Matty B and everybody. I'm ready for that. Every homer in the free world is going to blame the refs if they lose. Look, you can't say. I'm not saying there's a conspiracy, but it just seems like the officials really like the Kansas City Chiefs. Seems like it. And maybe Taylor Swift, the Boku bucks that she brings to the table and her fans, her Swifties have something to do with it. Maybe, maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to feed into that conspiracy stuff. We'll beat the refs and we'll beat the Chiefs. It's going to happen. Well, come on, let's talk about this. Let's break this game down a little bit more. I can't believe it, guys. Oh, I'm sorry. No, no, no. Before I do that, before I go back, I'll come back to this. I'll come back. Let's go. Let me go ahead and just hit the other sports real quick. It won't be long. It won't be long because there ain't much. Pitchers and catchers for the Phillies, guys. 2 weeks. Get excited for that. Once the Eagles season ends, the Philly season begins, guys. So, look, if it doesn't end the way we want it to and we drown our sorrows in whatever beverage of choice it might be, we have the Phillies coming back. Just have the Phillies coming back. Pitchers and catchers reporting. Get excited, but I can't get excited yet till after the Super Bowl. So after February 9th, we'll be talking more Phillies. That's for sure. All right. Well, now, I want to, let's talk about Josh Harris a bit because he's got a lot to do with a lot of these teams here and the opponents that the teams are playing. So we know Josh Harris owns the Washington Commanders. Cares about that team the most. He also owns the Philadelphia 76ers. All right. The Sixers, 2-1 in the last week. But it doesn't, you talk about, I don't know what it is. This Sixers team isn't going anywhere. And I'm not spinning that homer shit here with that team, Matty B. The Sixers suck, and they're not going to win squat, and they're not winning this year. Trade deadline's coming up next week. It's going to be next Thursday. Just sell, and just don't sell Jared McCain, please. But anyway, the Sixers actually won in the past week. They went 2-1 in the last week without Embiid, but Embiid's still getting evaluated with the knee. Out at least the next 2 games. All right, so he's not playing tomorrow when the Sixers start their 6-game homestand against the LA Lakers. That's a loss. They're not going to win because Embiid's not going to play. Paul George has a pinky injury. They already said he's not going to play. So no Paul George. Who else is out? Let's see. Oh, shit. My bad. Who else is out? Oh, KJ Martin. He's not going to play Tuesday. Yabusele, likely probable. He's got a knee. Caleb Martin, he's not playing Tuesday. Andrew Drummond, he's not playing Tuesday. KJ Martin practices. Oh, I'm sorry. KJ Martin, I already mentioned. He ain't coming back. He's not coming back Tuesday. A lot of guys are going to be out Tuesday, including Paul George, including Joel Embiid, including everybody else I just named. Yeah, they're not going to win against the Lakers. And Sixers fans, let's I was going to say, let's boycott Josh Harris, but that was prior to all this at the Commanders game. And now that that's over with and we won, if you feel like going to the games, go to the games. But try and get the tickets real cheap because I don't know how competitive they're going to be, especially Tuesday. But maybe you get to see LeBron James play. I don't know. But they're not going to win that game. Come on. They're not going to win. And trade deadline next Thursday. Sell. But they're going to buy. I got a feeling they're going to buy because now I don't think Josh Harris particularly cares about the Sixers fans or any fans. I mean, he's obviously, look, I get it. Ownership, even Jeffrey Lurie, all these billionaires that own sports teams, they're in it to make more money. All right. I'm sure, rich guys and their money, this is a flex amongst each other. Maybe they do want to win and they could brag to their other rich friends when they're when they're playing polo and they got their sweaters tied around their neck and they're on their yachts and they're in the Hamptons or whatever all these billionaires do. I don't even know what billionaires do. They just go to Mars. I don't know. But I guess this is a flex. Maybe they do show off to each other. They talk shit to each other. You know, they have these They have these, they buy these teams to one up each other, and it's all flexing, right? But I don't really think they care about the fan bases. Uh, I think Jeffrey Lurie does care. I don't think Josh Harris cares. I don't. Josh Harris owns the Sixers. He owns the Commanders. He owns the New Jersey Devils, who the Flyers are playing right now. It's hard for me to just get behind Josh Harris because he has all these other teams that he owns that are rivals of the other Philadelphia teams. So it's hard for me to do that. This is my Josh Harris rant. It'll probably be over soon because you just talk about him all the time. He probably likes it. He probably likes being talked about. But we play the Devils. The Flyers play the New Jersey Devils. The Flyers are 1-2 in the past week. I don't think the Flyers are. They're 22-6. Hockey 500. I don't know that they're anything better than that. The trade deadline for hockey is a little further out. It's on March 6th, I believe. But, Igor Zamula's not playing tonight. Eric Johnson's going to be in his place. I'm not really worried about that. Sean Couturier is not going to play. He's ruled out with sickness. Probably got the stomach bug, which a lot of us do. I actually think I have it right now. And pro tip to all you guys out there and gals, if you have a stomach bug, probably having a taco bowl for dinner isn't the wisest of choices. So that's me right now. I'm surprised I'm still sitting here, but I have a feeling my next couple days might be rough. And tonight might be rough for me. But Sean Couturier ruled out with illness. Didn't say what it is. Probably the stomach bug because it's going around. Scott Lawton though has returned from after missing 3 games, attending with a personal family issue. So I hope everything's cool with Scott Lawton and his family. So I guess scratches for tonight. You got Sean Couturier out. Igor Zamula's out. And if anybody cares, Nick Delorier is still on this team. He's missed 36 straight games. The enforcer that never enforces. He's got an upper body injury. I don't know if he's coming back. I don't know what the point is of having him on this team because even if he plays, his minutes are limited. What's he going to give you? 7 minutes? There's no point in even playing the guy. So Sam Ersson in that tonight. Sam Ersson's been playing pretty well as of late. Yes, his last game when he played against the Rangers was not good, where he allowed 5 goals on 36 shots, which was good for an 8.861 save percentage. But he's been pretty good recently, posting a 1.58 goals against average and a .930 save percentage during the recent winning streak. So Ersson was on a 5-game winning streak until he lost to the Rangers in his last start. So maybe he can get a new streak going. We need good goaltending play to be able to have a winning record. So if you want to tank hockey teams, just have bad goalies and you'll tank. The Devils are pretty tough. They are tied for 11th in the NHL with a 3.08 goals per game this season. So, and the Flyers offense has just totaled 4 goals over the last 3 matchups. So, not too good. The Devils might have our number there. So we'll see how that shakes out. But just jumping back, let's close it off with the Eagles here. Let's get back into just go over the game itself. Stats, my stats. Yeah, I'm old school. I write on paper. That's what old people do, young guys. We don't just dictate into our phone. Even I do that. I do that too, but I write more. It's weird, and maybe just because I'm old, but when I write, and this helped me when I was in school too. So for all you youngsters that don't write, when you put pen to paper, sometimes it helps you remember things better. It helps you recall better. Oh, it just helps my old ass. I put things to paper, and sometimes I don't even need to look at the paper. I can just remember things. Or right now, I can't remember what I was going to talk about. Now I got to look at my paper. But first quarter. Let's go over to the game. I'll try and break it down here in the next few minutes here. 18-play drive for Washington. So Look, if we could do this to Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, give them an 18-play drive, and all they get out of it is 3 points, happy to do it. Happy to do it. There was no punting. You had fourth down conversions. There wasn't a punt until the second half of this game. That's pretty mind-blowing. Talking about Jalen Hurts with the knee injury, he actually shed the left knee brace. They showed him on TV. He didn't have it on. And he looked pretty damn good running the football. Looked good to me. And Saquon Barkley talked about it. First play from scrimmage for the Eagles offense, 60-yard touchdown run. Washington stinks against the run. And from what James Cook did, and James Cook is not Saquon Barkley. He's a good player, but he's not Barkley. I think Barkley can have a field day against the Chiefs. Come on now. But Barkley, 2 touchdowns, 2 carries, 14-3 after the second Eagles drive, after the Eagles punch out a football, fumble recovery from De'Ami Brown fumbled. The Eagles are doing this peanut punch, and they've practiced it. Eagles have 29 forced fumbles in the season. 29, that is ridiculous. Blankenship punched it out. And Blankenship recovered. Cooper DeJean punched it out. Barkley got his second touchdown. It was a 14-3 game. Third Washington drive, there was a fake punt that hit. I believe it. They took so long to run that play, you had to think the fake was in. But Oren Burks got the sack, playing for Nakobe Dean and playing pretty well. He had himself a good game. A sack and a fumble recovery. 14-6, guys. Next page. Oh, talk about the patchwork offensive line here. Patchwork offensive line. Okay. It held up. It held up, guys. Cam Jurgens did not start at center, but he was active. And it was a good thing he was active, too. Smart move by the Eagles. He was an emergency play, and he had the play in the game. Landon Dickerson slid from guard to center and then got hurt himself. Tyler Steen played at guard. Once Landon Dickerson got hurt, Cam Jurgens came back in the game, and he was banged up. His back was hurt, shot up with Toradol, whatever they shoot the players up with. But he played himself a good game. Now, look, it wasn't – the offensive line had its moments where they looked like they weren't cohesive. It looked like you had backups playing or guys out of position. You know, there were plays where just the offensive line wasn't in sync, wasn't on the same page, and you saw it. But Landon Dickerson left the game. He has a bad knee. He says in 2 weeks he's ready for the Super Bowl, so we're going to have him back. Cam Jurgens says he's going to be ready to play. You know all these guys are going to be ready to play. Shout out Tyler Steen. You know, he did what he was supposed to do. He played good, and they held up. They held up, and they didn't lose the game. Okay, the O-line wasn't the reason why. You know, we would be talking different things here. But the Eagles won the game, and the O-line, the patchwork O-line held up, and credit to those guys. Gamers. All right, fourth Washington drive, breakdown in coverage. Terry McLaurin wide open for a 36-yard touchdown. 2-point conversion failed. Eagles up 14-12. Okay, then the Eagles on their fourth drive. Push, touchdown. Not too many game managers could do that. But the Eagles couldn't get the 2-point conversion. They're up only 8, 20-12. And then the fifth Philadelphia drive, we have A.J. Brown with the touchdown. He had himself a nice game. A.J. Brown, 6 catches for 96 yards and a touchdown. You know, he was feeling himself a little bit. Hey, you know, remember a couple weeks back, A.J. Brown chirping, but not in a bad way. A.J. Brown gets a bad rap, man. He is a team player. Dallas Goedert, 7 catches, 85 yards. A.J. Brown, 6 catches, 96 yards. Devontae Smith, the Slim Reaper, 4 catches for 45 yards. Next score, fifth. It was the fifth Eagles drive. Oh, excuse me. After the A.J. Brown touchdown, Washington's sixth drive. They got 42-yard field goal. It's now 27-15 game. And I lost my spot. Paper. Oh, shoot. Okay, here we go. Third quarter. Third quarter. Hurts, 9-yard touchdown run. Eagles now up 34-15. Hurts ties Steve Young with the most rush touchdowns by a quarterback in playoff history. You know, that other game manager that played for the San Francisco 49ers, Steve Young, the Hall of Fame game manager. Hurts tied him. Most rush touchdowns. Not bad. Not bad. Oh, wait a second here. The ninth drive, another touchdown for Jalen Hurts. He breaks Steve Young's game manager rushing touchdown playoff record. Nice. Pretty good. Not bad for a game manager. Eagles up 41-13. Oh, my goodness. And as our good friend Tony Romo says, the tushy pushy strikes again. Tony Romo's a weird cat. Barkley gets another touchdown. 10th Philadelphia drive in the fourth quarter. It's a 48-23 game. My feel-good moment of the game, guys, and this is why I was like tearing up a bit because let's pull this up here. Hurts and Saquon, guys, selfless players. Jalen Hurts says he doesn't care about stats, and you know what? I believe him. You know what Jalen Hurts cares about? Winning. Saquon Barkley, ever since he's come to this team player, cares about his guys. Multiple times where Sirianni tried to say, "Hey, you want to go for the record? Do you want to, try and break the record and get more carries in the game?" And Saquon says, "No, man, I want to let the young guys eat." He cares about the other guys. Will Shipley, man, I was getting tears, man. Will Shipley tries to do his best Saquon Barkley impersonation, broke a 57-yard run. He got tired. He couldn't make it to the end zone. Held the ball. Made sure he didn't turn it over because he saw on the big screen guys were chasing him. He was going to get run down. Ran out of gas. But you saw Saquon Barkley on the sideline cheering him on, going nuts. Will Shipley ends up getting rewarded the touchdown to put the game away, 55-23, 2-yard TD. You saw at that point all the backups were in. Kenny Pickett was in, and you saw all the love Will Shipley got. It was his first career touchdown. Saquon Barkley comes out from the sideline after Shipley scored the touchdown and just embraces Shipley and just has a lot of love for him. He was so happy. He looked more excited for Shipley than Shipley was excited for himself. So really cool moment. I thought that was awesome. Saquon Barkley's a great fit here. And the one thing I could say about Sirianni in all the times, prior in the season where we just doubted Nick, and I would replay the Office Space quote, and I'd say, "What would you say that you do here?" That basically saying, "What do you do here, Nick?" Well, you know what Nick does here? Culture. He brings the team together. They're on the same page. He's got a lot of love for the players. He's definitely a player's manager. They love him. He cares about them. There's a lot of talk where you'll hear Nick talking to the players, asking about their families, asking about, how things are going, not just football, but talking about life. And that's why the players love Nick, and that's what Nick's job is here, to bring the players together, to bring the coaches together, to bring everyone together for one common goal. And that common goal we're going to see here February 9th is to win that Super Bowl. So we're going to do it, guys. And I got to give credit to Nick, man. That's why he's here. That's what Nick's job is. Let the coordinators work. Let Vic Fangio handle the defense. Let Kellen Moore handle the offense. And Nick just brings it all together. So I'm cool with that. All right, guys, I'm overtime here. I know Matty B's got his show, so I don't want to cut it in his time. So go ahead and watch Matty B's show. Check him out. And again, everybody, throw up a like for your boy, share, subscribe. Really appreciate it. We'll talk to you next time. Take care, everyone. See you next week. Eagles to the Super Bowl. Yeah. Take care, everyone. Peace.